Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about catfishing. And three main cats we're talking about is channel cats, flatheads, and blues. Let's start off with some hooks. Well, let's just start off. Some people like using treble hooks for catfish with mostly their stink bait. I don't really like them, so yeah. But now we'll get into three of my favorite sized hooks. Bait holders. They have two little barbs on them right here. Two little barbs. They help hold baits. Work good in rivers. This is a size 1.0 hook. This is a size 1 hook. Works good for little channel cats or even big ones if you want to. I've actually caught a nice flathead off of one of these with some bread. This is probably my second favorite. Probably actually my favorite, because I can catch monster cat blues on this thing and big flatheads because it has enough room in between here and here to put a live bait or even a big hunk of cut bait to catch the blues. Let's get on to weights now. Most people use teardrop weights. That's what I use. It's called a teardrop. And I use either a 1 to 3 size, which I would use a 2, but I just can't really find 2s these days. You gotta kind of make them yourself. Those work good if you're just like tying them on to like your main line. Egg weights, or I found this thing and people call it a musket ball weight. Work good if you Carolina rig them, which is just a swivel and a bead. You put the weight up your main line, then you put a bead up your main line, and then you tie this on. Tie your main line to the one side of the barrel swivel. And the bead, all it does is make sure your weight doesn't hit that and break it. And then you just tie off a leader here, with about a foot long leader. Works really good for catfishing. And it kind of lets your leader float around. Let's get into some other type of weight. This is for like trot lines, bottom fishing. Like if you like run a trot line from dock to dock, or from like the shore to the dock, you just you pull this out right here. You put your line in there, you stretch this out, and you push it back down in there. And those were good. You could also use this and a Carolina rig. I don't really like using those though. Well, let's get on to let's see. Let's get on to different type of rigs that you can use. You can make your own rigs, which I like to do. That's my favorite. But if you really want to, I get a few of these. This is my favorite by far, because it's a little bit stronger than all the other one, and it doesn't fray at all. It might bend every now and then, like right there, but all you gotta do is just pull it a little while, and it'll straighten itself back out. You can either use the pyramid weights on there, or some of these. Well, you can use pyramids, but that's a teardrop. A pyramid is just like a pyramid, and it has a little piece like that sticking out the top. And you just attach these things. See, there's swivels here, and a swivel here on the bottom, and another one on top. See the two little swivels? That's for your hooks, and then you got a big one for your weight. So all you gotta do is just slide your weight up on there like that. And I only use these if I only have like one rod, or if my main line is not as strong as I really want it to be. But I'll usually run like 3 or 4 rods, and I'll just use regular main line with a leader attached to it. I guess you can call this a leader, but I wouldn't really use it. And then you just attach your hooks. You always want to put the bigger hook on the bottom. For some reason, cats just like it. Bigger hook on the bottom. And then you just put I would put a bait holder or a treble on the top. Oh, I don't like so much. Because whenever you're holding it in the water, that's a 45-degree angle usually. And this hook will be on the bottom. I would put a piece of cut bait or something on there and put a live bait on here. Which if you're going to put a live bait on here, you got to put a big hook up here. But the live bait, you swim them around up here and make it seem more lively and keep water going through its gills and stay alive longer. Then you put cut bait. I guess it's on the bottom. But this one up here, always put a bait holder unless you're using a big hook for live bait. This is a wire. Looks good if you're fishing cover. Fishing your cover where if there's like sticks and rocks going. Works really good so you don't fray up your line. There's also like many different kinds. There's like, this is 60 pound. This is 60 pound. And this is basically the same thing, but it's just not strong. It's just not as strong as this one. It's almost the same exact thing, and just a different color. This is both saltwater baits, except for this one. This is made for freshwater fishing because of the wire it uses. Or you can just get the clear monofilament. That's fluorocarbon, that's wire. I like the wire the most just because it's reliable. The fluorocarbon's probably second best. The monofilament just has a little bit of a stretch to it. That's just about it though. Now we can get into leaders. I normally have about 20 to 60 pound braid on my main line. Braid just because it has no stretch. And it's just really good, you know. It doesn't really fray up. It'll cut on a rock or something. But it just has no stretch, so you can handle the big fish better. I use 15 to 20 pound fluorocarbon or monofilament for my leader. And my leader's usually maybe about 1 to 3 foot long. This line's for fishing murkier water or rivers. For some reason, just the channel cats and flatheads and rivers just tend to like, I don't know, lime green, I guess you could say. Better. 15 pound monofilament. Trilene, Berkeley Trilene. 15 pound monofilament. This is a little bit thicker. I don't know if you can see that or not. A little bit thicker. I like using this in the lakes and reservoirs and stuff like that. Or even in ponds. I like catching little pond catfish now and then. But you could, hold on, let me pull out my swivel. All you do is, this would be on the other side. Hold on, let me show you something. This, let's say, this is our main line. Let's say this is our main line, okay? So you slide the weight up first. You always want to slide the weight up first. And then you slide the bead on. But I will never use this as a main line in real life though. Then you tie on your swivel. So I'm not gonna tie it on though. But here, I'll put it up onto there like that. And now see, this would slide down, and then the weight would slide down, and it would be right there. And all the bead does is protect your barrel swivels. And then you tie your leader onto there. I make that either a foot to 3 foot long, just in case, like, because some fish get spooked by something like this. I don't know why. You know, it's like a fish. But yeah, this is all the leaders I use. 60 pound braid. I found the spider wire works the best. 60 pound to 20 to 60 pound actually. Spider wire, I just like it a lot because it's kind of like wire almost, but it's just not that strong. We can get into popper bobber. The popper bobber, you just put your line down in there, and it has a weight in it. It just has a piece of lead. You just put this down in there, and all this is used for is like